Hello everyone and welcome to my proving grounds. Yeah, I did the dramatic pause. Always wanted to try that. Now, what we're trying to do here is do a search and install the GParted utility. The version or distribution of Linux that I am going to be using is Ultramarine, and it does not have it. You search here for GParted and you will see, sorry, no items found. So, instead, we are going to go to our system tools and bring up the terminal. Now, Ultramarine is Fedora-based, so we're either going to be using yum or DNF. So we're going to try first with sudo DNF, and we're going to do a search and GParted. Response we get here, and of course okay. They found, it looks like they found it. Okay, great. Now, what we do want to do is do an installation. So, again, sudo or sudo dnf, and this time it's going to be install and the name. So, yes, I'm a slow typist. Not instill. GParted. There it goes. Yes. And see, it's still going. And it's done. Now, if we actually look in here and do a search for GParted again, there it is. That fun. Okay. Now that we have GParted, now we're going to put it to use. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in a flash drive here. You should see something probably pop up. There you go. That's the volume. Yes, Kali's already on this thing, but it didn't go well, so I'm going to be making some changes. So now we are going to try to mount this thing. This is where my volume on my microphone died. So I'm going to try to do a commentary to fill you in on what I'm going to be up to. This is a Fedora-based distribution of Linux called Ultramarine, as I mentioned before. Now, there's a couple of ways to do this. You're going to see some type in there, and one of the first commandlets I'm going to be using is going to be lsblk. I made something which I thought was witty, calling it lsblack. It's not. This is probably going to be your most streamlined or most effective way of being able to see your devices clearly. Very identifiable, shows you the hierarchy. You'll see that in just a moment. It's coming right up. See, like I said, it shows the hierarchy. It's very clean, easy. Shows you the drive, the USB drive. It even shows you the RAM. It's actually on this particular device. There are other ways to do this. There's a variant of the lsblk, which is a long string of things that you can add, but the purpose it serves is it gives you additional information, details on the file system, the name, size, label. It's all there. You can copy it, try it out for yourself. You're going to see the results in just a moment once I hit enter. And should be right about now, give or take. be longer. And this is where the fun happens, or should I say lack of. Oh, there it is. And as you can see, it gives you the breakdown for the main hard drive, and it breaks down its partitions. Same thing with the flash drive. And it shows you the RAM at the end there. Now, the final option, you actually need to access root, or you could do a sudo, and that command is fdisk, so it'll be sudo fdisk, and it'll be like a -L. And this command lists all connected drives, including USB drives, but it doesn't give you root privileges. But it, or should I say, it requires root privilege in order to be able to see it. Here, it's not even showing me the RAM. It's just going straight for the hard drive and also the USB drive. I'm purposely staying quiet so that way you can enjoy the view here. And now I'm basically just going to load up GParted from the command line. And this is what it looks like. It's the actual name, the location, and then you do have to give your password. And now that we're in GParted, you can actually see the volume there. That version of Kali did not install well to make this a bootable drive, so I'm starting fresh and I'm trying to get past this. So you're just trying to check to see where everything is, what's accessible. I want to format it. I went for FAT32 to see if I can get away with it. And I applied all operations. Yes. And of course, I got this error in operations. I hit OK eventually. And now I have an unallocated volume. And here I'm trying to see what I still need to do. So I need to create a new volume, a new partition, but I need to create a partition table first. For that, I will need to go to device eventually. That's what I need to do, is create a partition table. Yes, I know, I'm jumping ahead. Now, MS-DOS, you don't want to go with, it's an older format called, what, master boot record or something like that. We're going a little bit further on. So, we're going to go with GPT, and that stands for GUID partition table. Now, the reason we're going for that is, one, for compatibility with more modern systems that use UEFI. This is the primary reason, but it's also for its capacity. It can support drives larger than 2 terabytes, and that's very helpful if you're using a high capacity USB drive. And we're going to apply that. Yes, we're going to see these errors, and we're going to ignore them. Okay, now it's unallocated. Now, what are we gonna do? Now remember we select, and we create a new partition table. Now, here, I've been playing around with it because I normally don't bother to do too many partitions on flash drives or through GParted as much as I used to, so I tend to forget. So you're going to see a lot of messing around here and fiddling. Matter of fact, let's pause here and then I'll skip ahead. Okay, after recovering from a massive brain fart, I remembered that I can just toggle through here in order to select how far along I want to go as far as my volume size. And eventually I make my choice. So I ended up creating two volumes, one Kali and one storage. The one is a little over 4 gig, the other one's a little over 8. And now I ended up applying all operations, and I will get those errors again, but that's fine. Of course we're going to apply. Let it roll, and there it is. That's okay. Do it. Do it again. And okay. Okay, so we created two partitions. And yes, there's an error. First one's good, second one's unallocated, which we will work on in just a moment. Not everything is a work of art here. Very likely right click or go straight to the partition table. Say create new, and we repeat the process. Initially, when I was hitting that plus, I didn't notice that the front portion preceding the volume was actually shrinking or growing. Once I got to this point, it was easy enough for me to figure out what I was doing. And as I fine tune it, select add after we put the name. And here we go. There it is. One operation pending. And then once this is done, we will be moving on to doing an installation onto the flash drive, but that's for another video. Hopefully this has been helpful to you.